Our last call in on the voicemail hotline, a new voice here, Gabriel, I believe. He had some thought. He had a ranging amount of thoughts, which I thought was fun. But we're gonna listen to this, enjoy it, and then we'll kind of dive into. I wanted to focus on the Yamamoto talk here from Gabriel.
Hey, Clint. This is Gabrielle from Southgate. And hey, this team's got to get their shit together, man. There's so many issues right now. Freddie can't get on base. They almost get swept by the Nats and by the Mets, two teams that should not be sweeping us, and they almost get swept by them. I'm losing all my faith in Yamamoto. A waste of money right now. Every team, the Mets, they're waiting for the fastball. Everyone's waiting for the fastball, and they're getting crushed. Gavin Lux, Chris Taylor, James Outman can't get on base to save their life. I'm losing all hope, and this team's got to get their shit together. There's no way they're going to make it to the World Series like this. I want to know what you think, and thanks for doing this.
So that's a quality voicemail that had a lot going on. Appreciate Gabriel. Gabriel, I'm going to call him for calling in there. Like I said, I wanted to focus on the Yamamoto part of that whole thing, but I agree. This is a team that the World Series aspirations hurt with the struggles that you're seeing from Chris Taylor, with the struggles you're seeing from Kike, from Gavin Lux, from who else? James Outman, having those issues. We can kind of this weekend lump in a little bit of Teoscar in there, lump in a little bit of Max Muncy. Those guys are striking out a whole bunch. 30, I think it's 35 strikeouts for Teoscar and 32 or 33 for Max Muncy. Both of those guys are 1 and 2 on the team. But anyway, I wanted to focus on one of the things he said there, which was the Yamamoto. The fastball is getting hit around a whole bunch, and I'm seeing a few comments in here, by the way. I do want to mix in at the time, or like right now. Dodgers Everything says, I was hoping Yama was going to be that guy, but he needs time. I agree. Does need a little bit of time. We've seen the flashes of dominance in there, but now we're starting to get more of a track record, more of like something we could work on, and really Mark Pryor, the front office, can kind of data they can use to put a different game plan together, potentially different game plan. I think that's what we will start to see in the coming weeks and coming starts from him. We'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about Yamamoto and, more importantly, that fastball. This is something that more people are starting to note. Apparently, a lot of big league teams are starting to realize as well. They're starting to notice. But he's leaving the fastball kind of down the middle. To me, it feels like a lot. And I got these numbers here as we look to focus on that four-seam fastball numbers for the people watching. That is a 355 batting average against on the four-seam fastball, 710 slugging percentage against that four-seam fastball, also known as batting practice. Everything else is pretty friggin' elite. So it shows you, it tells you, this is a team that needs to kind of have a little bit of a chat with Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Maybe you mix in more of that cutter, which it could be considered his fastball for a little bit. Maybe they find a way to wrinkle a two-seamer in there, some sort of sinker, because that fastball is just a little bit too damn hittable, and the numbers back that up. And this is not a small sample size. 140 pitches, 141 pitches so far this season, 141 fastballs, 355 average. That is tough to see, and that's where pretty much all of the damage is coming when it comes to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I saw earlier in the chat people talking about Shota Imanaga. I appreciate that, because I also had it written into my notes to kind of point out, well, verbally speak about some of the differences in where Shota has been absolutely crushing it so far in his transition to the States. That's where Yama's been a little bit as I saw Rebecca Romero saying, Mrs. Dinger saying, was it Yamamoto? So we got Yamamoto, Yamamoto. So you guys pick which one you prefer. But Shota has a lot more. He doesn't throw the fastball as hard as Yoshi, but he has arguably a better fastball. He has more of the perceived rise in that fastball. He's also able to dot that fastball up in the zone a little bit, as where most of Yamamoto's misses have been like right there, right in the middle. So just need some time for Yamamoto to kind of figure it out. It's another one of those guys. I'm not overly worried about him at this point, but if we're talking about more of the same in a month, in 3-4 weeks, then it's going to have to be a little bit of a conversation. He's going to be in there. He's going to get his chances. Maybe he's not going to be the Cy Young Award winner this year. Maybe he's not going to be the Rookie of the Year this year. That's fine. The team will have to figure out something. The team is really going to need to hope for the best in Walker Buehler's return, and maybe you can have aces in Tyler Glasnow and Walker Buehler. But you do have a little bit of worry when it comes to Yamamoto. Just need some time. But also, I do want to say I really, really wish this team signed Shota Imanaga, especially at the deal, the contract he ended up getting from the Cubs. Woo, that was a freaking steal. I was all in. Folks who were watching the channel in the offseason know I was all in on Shota Imanaga. And you know what? You live, you learn, and we could turn back time.